Welcome back to the Consistency Corner podcast, where we simplify marketing strategy for busy business owners. I'm your host, Ruthie, and in this special 5-part mini series, we're diving deep into the 9 grid strategy. This is a breakthrough approach that is liberating business owners from the never ending social media grind. If you're ready to step away from social media, reclaim your time, take back your energy, amplify your brand, and let your content work for you, the 9 grid strategy could be your next best idea. Let's dive in. In today's mini episode, we are going to be talking about who exactly is a 9 grid for. And what I want to remind you is the 9 grid can help take away that guilt that you might be feeling when you're inconsistent with your posting and the inevitable pressure to have a professional presence on social media as a business owner. That's the expectation in our world because people are on social media, they are on the internet, and you do need to have a branded presence online for your business or your personal brand. You know, the social media pressure can often make us feel like, oh my gosh, I can't, there's so much to do. And when I do spend time on social media, it doesn't get me anywhere. I post and nothing happens. It's crickets. And so sometimes business owners feel like, well, maybe I should just outsource and hire someone to do my social media for me. And we're going to cover that in another part in the next couple of days. But what you really want to think about is how much energy are you giving social media, even if you're not posting? I know that you're probably scrolling and thinking about content ideas. You're scrolling and seeing your competition or other people posting that you're like, oh, that was a good idea. Oh, could I do something like that? But yet you're not creating and you're not posting. And that weight and that guilt and that shame is making you feel crappy. And nobody wants that because when you feel crappy, it's sucking out your energy, which is only hurting how you show up in your business, how you show up to serve your clients, and how you show up in your life. So, what can we do about it? The 9 grid can help. And here's the thing, when you're not showing up to serve your clients, your energy isn't where it needs to be. There's a compound effect of cascading through like problems and other things that can happen. And here's the thing, I'm not like a one, this is a magic bullet, this is a quick fix kind of person. I don't want to lie to you. Social media in and of itself is not a marketing strategy. It's a part of your marketing strategy. It's an important piece of the puzzle. So if we can address this piece of the puzzle and stop the energy leaks that might be happening with social media for you, then you have the energy to go on and work on the many other things that demand your attention as a business owner. A lot of times people might hear about your business. Maybe they saw you speak at a networking event, or they met you in a workshop, or you were referred to them by a previous client or a friend or someone in your community. And they're like, oh, I could use what she does. And they look you up online and they're underwhelmed. Has that ever happened? I bet it has if you're not posting consistently or you're not posting strategically. And you could be losing future business because of that. You're not continuing to nurture those relationships. You're not building trust with your audience. You're not helping them learn about and get to know and like you because you don't have intentional content up. So, I fully believe in the 9 grid, and I think it's a great strategy to help you make sure that your social media is working for you intentionally and that you can set it and forget it because those 9 posts are up there and then you no longer have to think about social content. But let's talk specifically about some different types of businesses or different industries that can benefit from a 9 grid and how it could work for them. So let's talk first about service providers. As a service provider, whether you are marketing your business as your own personal brand, meaning just you, or you have a company, such as I have the Consistency Corner, and that is a company and a business, and I'll have a team and other people that might be working for my clients other than just me. The 9 grid can be used to highlight our services, testimonials from previous clients, our expertise in exactly what we do and how we help people, meaning showcasing our offers. We can also have a square that highlights any free resources or lead magnets so we can move people into a funnel, meaning get them on our email list so that we can communicate with them in other ways. The thing about a service provider, particularly if you are a service provider on your own, meaning you're a solopreneur or you're using just your own name, your online reputation is what is going to help people decide if they want to continue to learn from you, engage with you, and then eventually work with you. So if your social media content doesn't serve that purpose of nurturing relationships, it's not doing anything for you. It's not working for you. Now, let's talk next about creators. Now, photographers, that could be a service provider, but I really think of a photographer as a creator or a podcaster or a blogger or a designer, interior designer, or any other type of designer. Using a 9 grid can help showcase your best work so that we get it in front of people and really show your style, your value proposition. We show your personality and what you create in those 9 posts, almost like a portfolio. Here's the thing too, with 9 grids, you can use carousel posts. So you actually get even more than 9 pieces of content out there where people can swipe through to see additional examples of your work. And again, it nurtures that relationship because we're giving the reader, the user, the potential ideal client content to binge to get to know us. And because you know that you put those 9 posts up there or those 12 posts or however many, depending on how you design your grid, you know that you've got the best of the best at the top of the grid and you're showcasing your best work. Now, after a creator, you might think about, well, what if I'm a coach? The world of online coaching, there's so many different types of coaches. And I personally very much believe in coaching, whether it's having a business coach or a mindset coach, or if you have a really specific type of business and you help people, whatever type of coaching you offer, you can use the 9 grid strategy to share your signature method. You can share success stories or testimonials and case studies in the 9 grid. You can highlight your unique approach or maybe some of the polarizing or spicy ideas that attract the ideal clients to you. And you can really use this as a way to have intentional posts with calls to action that are check stories to learn more about this, or look at my Reels tab to see these things, or send people to your, again, free lead magnet or your podcast or blog for more information. You can have posts that are specifically calls to engage if they'd like to learn more. And then people, whether you ask them to click that link in the bio to fill out a form or DM you a keyword so you can start a conversation, the 9 grid, again, is intentional and set up in a way so that it's working for you all the time. Now, a lot of times I have thought in the past that a product-based business maybe wouldn't benefit from a 9 grid, but I have a caveat to that. If you're a product-based business that does seasonal or quarterly launches where your product collection is going to be set for a period of time, I think a 9 grid could work fantastic. Let's say you have a Mother's Day collection. Let's do a 9 grid and put it up from mid-March to mid-May and highlight your Mother's Day collection and Mother's Day gifting and all of those things in those 9 posts. So you get it up. Again, you can set it and forget it. Or let's say you're a product-based business with a small assortment and you really, really specialize in one thing. Even if you make custom versions of that thing, your 9 grid as a carousel posts can also show different versions of those custom things that you make. And then you're not constantly thinking about pumping out content and having to update your grid and your profile all the time. Similarly, if you have a restaurant or a food business or a entertainment venue. You can really use the 9 grid to visually tell a story about the experience that a client would have when they come and work with your business or purchase from you. You can talk about the experience in the captions. You can share lifestyle photos in the pictures and really tell, again, the story of how the customer is going to feel when they visit your business and when they do business with you. So the only business, quite honestly, that I think wouldn't benefit from a 9 grid is okay, there's two. I'll give a caveat of two. Number one is if you're a product based business that constantly has new arrivals. I think in that case, you probably want to be posting more frequently. You want to be showing those new arrivals pretty regularly. And so a 9 grid probably isn't the right strategy for you. The other business owner that I would say the 9 grid is not the right strategy for you is if you love creating social media posts. If you love it and it gives you energy, keep doing it. Do the things that bring you joy and that you love. But from my conversations with most business owners, we didn't start our business to create social media content. We started it to serve our clients. And so if social media content, creating content is taking you away from those things that give you energy, those things that are in your zone of genius, those things that give you joy, or you just don't have time to do it, a 9 grid is an awesome alternative. Now, in our next mini episode, we're going to be talking about whether or not you should hire a social media manager or implement the 9 grid strategy and kind of the pros and cons of both of those solutions to helping you step away from social media or spend less time on social media. But ultimately, I want you to remember that social media is a piece of your marketing puzzle, your marketing strategy. And just like coffee is a liquid, okay? A coffee cup isn't coffee, it's a container. Social media, in and of itself, isn't marketing, it's a container for your marketing. And there are lots of other containers out there, such as email, long form content, paid traffic, meaning ads, networking events, so many different ways that you can market your business. And all of those things have to work together. And so the 9 grid can help you make social media be a cohesive piece of your marketing puzzle without taking up all of your time. So if you see your business in any of the categories that we discussed and you want to think about setting up a 9 grid, head on over to the Consistency Corner on Instagram. Take a look at my 9 grid. And then send me a DM and I will share with you some other 9 grids that I've created so you can see some other examples to decide if this is for you. And remember, consistency is the pathway to your marketing magic. And a 9 grid can help you get more consistent on social media. So until next time in our next episode, let me know on Instagram if you have any questions. Head on over to take a look at my 9 grid, and I'll see you in the next episode.